Good morning, guys, and welcome to the city of Kanazawa, Japan. Now, this is our last stop before we get back to Tokyo. Oh my God! So far, we've been to Hiroshima, Osaka, and Kyoto, which are admittedly pretty big cities, but Kanazawa is a fraction of the size. But don't let that fool you. There's still a lot of things to see and do here. We're gonna try to cram them all into, I guess, this morning and early afternoon before the thunderstorms move in a little bit later this evening. We're gonna grab a quick cup of coffee at a really popular coffee shop here called Higoshide Coffee. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Look how stinking cute this is. It's just milk.
I feel so classy and fancy right now. Thank you, so. Ooh, it's definitely hot. We got the house coffees, the house blend. We didn't get anything that was, particularly specific to a country or anything like that. They had some Rwandan coffee, some Nicaraguan coffee, some Mexican coffee options. But it's really good nonetheless. It's warm. So we're gonna let these cool off a little bit, enjoy them, and then hit the road and go explore more of Kanazawa. How was it?
Oh, it was so yummy. It was kind of hard to talk in there because everybody was so quiet. But they actually use this machine grinding the beans and selling them to go. This is a great spot if you're looking for coffee here in Kanazawa.
We're now in the Higashichaya district, and this is one of the traditional neighborhoods here in Kanazawa that you can come and check out. There are a lot of tea houses in this area, and there are a lot of different things that are dedicated to the lifestyle of the geisha. One interesting thing about Higashichaya, and I suppose Kanazawa to an extent, is that while there have been a lot of wars and conflicts that have taken place and a lot of natural disasters that have taken place in Japan, for the most part, all of them have missed Kanazawa. So a lot of the buildings that you're going to see here are pretty much the same that you would see back in the 1600s, back when these period houses were really in their heyday. That's not to say there's been some restoration involved. There certainly has, but for the most part, this is about as traditional Japan as you can get and traditional Kanazawa as you can get. Huh.
Look how big this shovel is.
That's a long one.
You may have noticed that we didn't get breakfast at the coffee shop, and we didn't get it for a few reasons. One, we usually don't get breakfast in our videos, but we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we did not get breakfast here. And it's past 10 o'clock, so I think this is okay. Kanazawa is the ice cream capital of Japan, and they're known for a very specific ice cream. So we are checking off something on our list that is one of the best things to get here in Kanazawa, and that is gold leaf ice cream. Kanazawa is the #1 gold leaf producer of Japan, so that is used for decorating various temples and used in other traditional settings. So we are really checking a lot of items off the list by getting ice cream for breakfast. So this is a win-win.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. I don't think that this is the same thing that they use to decorate. You cannot eat while walking in this area, so we have to eat in here. And Trey already regrets not getting his own because, I mean, come on.
It looks awesome.
Already melting, so we gotta act fast.
Yeah?
Gold is delicious. I think it's the ice cream, but my gosh, this is so yummy.
Yeah, I can tell you're wearing it. There you go. I never thought I would eat gold, but here we are.
One of the notable buildings here in the area that has been around as long as Trey was talking about, 1625 I believe, is, I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to try, Fukumitsuya Sake Brewery, which is one of the oldest in the area and also one of the largest. I'm sure it's very yummy sake, but that's a little bit out of our price range.
Yeah. As beautiful as Higashi-Chaya District is, it's not the most famous place and the most famous thing to see here in Kanazawa. That title probably belongs to our next spot, although the argument can be made that it can be one of the next 3 stops. So, I don't know, we'll see. Let us know in the comments if you know. I don't know where I was starting off with that. That was a weird transition, but we made it.
I knew that was going to happen at some point. We're headed up to Kanazawa Castle, and in order to get there we have to pass through Kanazawa Castle Park. And this park is beautiful. It's giant. You cannot bring food in here because it says everywhere that there's birds that will attack you, so don't bring food. But you could have a morning coffee and take a nice stroll, or an early afternoon walk, or an afternoon walk if it doesn't rain like it has been while we've been here. But it's a lovely park to walk around, and it's huge, so you could walk around for a while. No matter where we go, I have to have one hand on the umbrella for the rest of the day. One hand, it's either hooked, I'm touching it, it's on my lap. Onward we go.
Okay, quick change of plans. We were planning on going into Kanazawa Castle next, but unfortunately the weather looks like it's gonna get nasty in a little bit, and Kinrokuin Gardens is outside. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real fast since we can hide from the rain in Kanazawa Castle if it comes at that time. So we're gonna move that up a little bit and kind of shuffle things around and go check out one of the most beautiful places in all of Kanazawa. Known as one of Japan's most celebrated landscape gardens, Kinrokuin's essential to the identity of Kanazawa. Just a short walk from the castle, you'll find the garden is sort of an oasis, especially if you're here in the summer. The garden's origins date back to the Edo period, when it first served as a private garden for the Maeda family in the 17th century. The garden was expanded and improved upon over time, and it's become one of Japan's most famous and well-preserved traditional gardens. Kinrokuin translates to 6 attributes garden in English, and that name refers to the 6 aspects that were considered essential for a perfect garden in traditional Japanese garden design. Those 6 are spaciousness, seclusion, artifice, antiquity, water sources, and panoramic views. The garden certainly embodies these characteristics, making it an absolute must-visit for anybody visiting Kanazawa. This place gives me some serious Shire vibes. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you know what the Shire is. But I feel like fairies are gonna pop out of one of these holes in these trees or one of the holes in the ground. This place is magical. It's very fairy tale-like.
Lunch today is in Omicho Market, and if you know anything about Kanazawa, you know that it's really well known for fish, so we're gonna try to find some sushi. Honestly, I feel like everywhere in Japan is kind of well known for sushi, but especially here because we are so close to the coast.
Hello. 2.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure how this works, so we're gonna figure it out with you guys.
Lunchtime menu.
Okay.
Put on the menu.
So unlike the conveyor belt sushi in the States, this just provides you with cups for water and little plates for wasabi and soy sauce and all of the good stuff. So our sushi is not going to come around on it, or it might. I don't really know. Again, we're just kind of figuring out as we go. Okay, I think I have this right. So this is the marlin, right?
I think so.
And then this is the salmon roll. It's very fast, so I don't really know.
Oh, that's hot.
Water. fatty tuna that we had the other night, and it's so yummy. And then we got one that is seared scallops, which we've not had before, but it looked really yummy. And then this is also salmon, but this one's different because it is marinated in miso and then slightly seared. So super yum.
It's gonna be unreal.
The marlin's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not super chewy or anything like that at all.
This is so good. Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought so. Okay.
This place is great.
I love that we were just drinking hot water there for a little bit. Can't take us anywhere.
Thank you.
What an experience. The best place I could have ever picked for lunch. They were so sweet. The sushi was fantastic. And the good thing also about this is that it's right in the middle of the Omicho market, which is where we're gonna show you around now. If you're in Kanazawa, then you have to stop by the Omicho market. This place is all things food, from live fish that you can buy to obviously deceased fish. You can also eat here. There's a really good sushi restaurant that we just went to, as you saw. And then there's also a ton of produce. There's a ton of sweets. I even saw a flower shop over there. So there's a lot to see and do over in this market, especially if the weather turns really bad. Here in the summer, weather can get a little bit volatile since we're sitting on the Sea of Japan. So this is a good spot to browse around and grab something sweet, grab something savory, or just to escape the rain.
Oh, Hannah, is that the first time you ever seen a fish getting cleaned?
No, I get so queasy when I see blood, so this is just not my place right now.
Oh, man.
We haven't actually gone inside Kanazawa Castle today because we were trying to make sure that we beat the rain. It looks like for the most part we have beaten it thus far. So now we're gonna pop over there and we're gonna actually go inside. I'm not really sure what to expect because each castle over here, believe it or not, is pretty different, but we hear this is a must visit. So correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I'm seeing, this used to be an entire complex that made up the Kanazawa Castle, but it doesn't look like the majority of it is still here. I know that this is kind of like the outside fortress kind of thing of the castle grounds, but it doesn't look like there's an actual castle like, say, in Hiroshima or in Osaka. So it's a little bit different, but it's still really interesting nonetheless, and you get some pretty good views of the outside.
Honestly, this is a little bit different than I expected. I guess I didn't really know what to expect though, but I did not expect to take off my shoes, that's for sure. But I'm having so much fun on this floor. It's like nice and glossy. I think we should normalize taking off your shoes to walk through museums. This is very enjoyable.
Yeah.
The Kanazawa Castle was a little bit different than what we expected, but that's okay, you know? It's not the same as Hiroshima Castle or Osaka Castle, like I said earlier. So it was interesting to walk through, and we got some really cool views of the city. We still got one more district that we need to walk through. This morning we walked through the Geisha district, so it's only natural that now we walk through the one that the samurai came from. Hannah, are you down for that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it. As I said a few minutes ago, we are now in the Nagamachi neighborhood, or the Nagamachi district, and this was the home of the samurai. And I'm not talking about the Tom Cruise samurai, I'm talking about the actual samurai. And this is a beautiful area if you want to take in kind of what a feel for being a samurai would be back in the day. Then this is going to be your place. It's a really cool area to walk through, and it's not nearly as busy as the Geisha district that we walked through this morning.
I'll say this about Kanazawa, I have been thoroughly impressed with just the amount of stuff that we had to do today, and also compared to the other cities that we've been to, it's been really nice to kind of walk through everywhere and feel like we have everything to ourselves.
To our surprise, we have actually done everything during the daytime that we planned to do. So very rarely that it works out like that. So we're gonna head home real fast, wait a couple hours until our dinner place opens up, and we'll see you in a few seconds right after the snap. All right, short nap and a shower later, and it's time to go find some food. But before we get over there, we're gonna walk past basically the gateway to Kanazawa. Here in Japan, the train stations are kind of an attraction in and of themselves. And while Kanazawa is not as big as Tokyo Station or Osaka Station or Shinosaka Station, it's still really beautiful. Out of all of the stations that we've seen and that we've been through, this is probably the most well done. It kind of looks like AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play in Dallas, but you've also got this huge gateway that kind of looks like the entrance to a shrine. I believe that's what it would be referred to as. In any case, this is definitely the most well done of any of them that I've seen. Odds are 99% of the people coming to Kanazawa are going to pass through this train station and arrive by train, so don't be like us and just rush through to get out of the train station to get to your Airbnb. As soon as you get out, take a look around and enjoy it, because it's definitely something that you should enjoy. It's a beautiful train station. Hannah, is there anything else you would enjoy right now?
A bowl of ramen.
Oh, let's go do it.
You know it's gotta be good when there's a line out the door, and it hasn't even opened yet.
But that's good though. That means we should walk straight in. Arigatou gozaimasu. What is it?
It's like fruit juice.
Some kind of fruit juice?
Yeah. It's got a little bit of pulp in it.
When I was looking for a really good dinner spot tonight, everything suggested that Ramen Taiga was like the best ramen here in Kanazawa, so we're really excited about it. If it tastes like it smells, which I can kind of smell it now, it smells unbelievable. Also, we got here about 5 to 10 minutes before the place opened, and there was a line. We all came and sat inside, and it's now, what, 5 after 5:30? It's like 5:35? 5:37, and there's a line out the door already. So if you're gonna come here, get here at 5:30.
赤味噌ラーメンの大盛りになります。
ありがとうござい
はい、
ます。
味噌の卵になります。
I don't even know.
I can't wait for this.
Can't wait. I just love Kanazawa. Never leaving.
Yeah. Is it good?
Okay, sweeping declaration. This is the best ramen that I have ever had in my entire life. This beats Ramen Hiragi in Nagasaki, and I feel terrible saying that because they are very different, and the noodles here are very different than Ramen Hiragi, but this is unbelievable. I did just make the joke, tomorrow we're taking a 3-hour train to Tokyo, and I told her since we had the JR pass, I was like, what if we just got to Tokyo, dropped our bags off at our hotel, hopped on the train and came right back here for dinner, and then just went back to Tokyo. I've had worse ideas, guys. Much worse ideas.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
You're so stinking cute. Oh my
What have you
God.
thought about Kanazawa?
I've loved Kanazawa's, and honestly, it's definitely underrated. Everyone needs to come to Kanazawa, spend a day here, spend 2 days here, spend a week here, really embrace the city. And like Trey said earlier, we have a train to catch tomorrow morning, so we're gonna see you in the next one in Tokyo.
Get a little bit cleaned up, not too much. Why not too much? Why would I say that?